I just want to talk about my encounters with the hero of faith, Rev Umah Ukpai. I know several of you may have thought that he was an indigene of Akwa Ibom State, but no. The mission and the purpose of God in his life brought him to Cross River and Akwa Ibom State, and eventually he had to live there all his life. I was just about 11 years old when he organized a crusade in a secondary school called Ejeli Memorial Secondary School in Calabar. My mom and I attended that crusade, and there were several things in that crusade that made an impact in my life. After listening to the Jesus film that was projected, a message of salvation was preached. And as young as I was, 11 at that time, I went out for the altar call. After the altar call, I began to have angelic encounters. I was woken up in the night the same day that I answered the altar call by an angel that said to me, "Go and tell your mom all you've been doing." I remember I had to tiptoe to my parents' room and called my mom out. And she began to ask questions. "Is there anything?" I told her no. I was instructed to tell you all I had been doing. And at that time, of course, I used to pick their monies and do other things, tell lies. But it didn't end at that. I began to have regular encounters that drew me more to worship and prayer. And the best place I could find to engage in that worship and prayer was my parents' wardrobe. So I would just enter there in the midst of playing with my peer group, my friends of that age. I will enter their wardrobe, my parents' wardrobe, and begin to pray and begin to worship. And the two songs that I always sang to God was "Jesus, I have promised to serve you to the end." And the second one was "Just as I am, without one plea." I did that for a long time. And that was the way my Christian walk and journey began, with those encounters. Now, fast forward many years later, I was now in my first year in the university, and he came for a program that was jointly, organized by all the fellowship on campus, because he insisted that before he could come to minister, it should be a joint fellowship program. And there again, he ministered to me. That concretized my Christian walk, and ever since I've followed the Lord. One thing that has been on my mind of recent, after hearing of the demise of Rev Umah Ukpai, is his consistency. In those days, they did not have social media. They did not have as advanced equipment as we do now, but the impact of their programs were far-reaching. And I am a product of one of them. Yes, I'm a product of it. And over the years, I've followed him. One thing that, has touched my heart is that we should aim at the spiritual content beyond the paparazzi, beyond the stage presence, beyond the theatrics, beyond the equipments, and truly ask for the presence of God in our meetings. That there will be far-reaching effect, far-reaching impact in the lives of people, where people surrender to the Lord, where salvation of the souls of men is our priority. I give this as a tribute, and I hope that this will encourage somebody somewhere, because I cannot talk about my salvation journey without mentioning Rev Umah Ukpai. He impacted a whole community and stayed there because that was where God told him to stay. May the Lord bless you all as we make more impact in our generation, beyond the stage, beyond the lights, beyond the name, beyond the music. That the impact of the scriptures, whether we are giving it in songs or we are preaching, may it make a lasting impact. I'm a product of that encounter. God bless you.